Welcome to Empowering Women, Transforming Lives with Rebecca Hall Gruyter. In our program each week, we provide the tools, ideas, and encouragement to help you move ahead on your journey, becoming a more powerful and impactful woman in your own life. Now here's your host, Rebecca Hall Gruyter.
Welcome, everyone. I hope that you're having an amazing day. Excited to be connecting here with you this first week of November as we connect in heart to heart. And what we're going to focus on today is how to reduce your stress and be powerful and mindful during the holiday season. So I feel like this is a perfect time of year to lean into that conversation and really get support. And what I'm excited about with this show today is I was looking at the questions and the subject matter that each of the experts were going to share. I believe you're going to get some really practical and profound guidance, tips, and tools, even about some of those things that we don't talk about or we don't ask for help in, but we're kind of dealing with during the holidays. And so I believe you're going to get a lot of support during this show. I encourage you to breathe, pause, be present, and really lean into this conversation. I believe you're just going to get some great tips and ideas to help this season be powerful for you, to help you actually enjoy the holidays, be powerful in them, and mindful. And I've really been reflecting on this mindful concept lately, and part of it is the time of year, and then I've had some recent new experiences that have caused me to reflect on some things, and I just wanted to share a little bit of what I'm learning about this mindful concept and how we can really apply this in our lives and how important it is. So if I can have you lean in, pause, take a breath, be fully present, I would love to share with you. I recently became an officiant and had to learn where all those rules and regulations are to officiate my cousin's wedding. And I was very honored and excited to be asked and got to both officiate, witness, and hold space for their beautiful and sacred ceremony this last weekend in October. And some of what I experienced is that this couple was really, really desiring to be present. They didn't want this day, this ceremony, to just pass by, and they missed actually being present in it. And so they wanted me to support them and breathe and pause and encourage those attending to do the same, to really be with them, so that they could not only go through and do the ceremony, be supported, but actually be present and mindful in it. And I thought that was really, really wise of them. And I was very honored to hold that space. And one of my favorite moments was as I'm at the front of the room and holding space, and the music shifts and the bride makes her entrance and starts to come out of the room and down the stairs. I got to watch the groom gasp and lean in, and a tear trickle down his eye, and really feel the magic and the wonder and his love just kind of radiate off of him as he witnessed and experienced his love, his bride coming towards him, and continuing to hold that space for them throughout the show, throughout the ceremony. And it was just such a powerful experience. I loved holding that space and reminding everyone attending that this is really a sacred experience of two becoming one, that each of them were chosen and they're on purpose and for purpose and as part of this, and that they get to be part of this couple's life as they are becoming one and starting new traditions and a new way of being in the world as one. And today is my 8th wedding anniversary. So this is my 8th anniversary. And so it's giving me kind of that perspective too. So there's this looking back, there's this looking forward, and realizing the growth and the shift and the changing that we all can miss in our lives because we do just day by day by day. And life can move so quickly. We can miss the growth. We can miss being present. We can miss those moments. And so I want to encourage you during our conversation today, during the holidays, to pause, to breathe, to look around, notice where you are, notice who you are and who you are becoming, and who you are choosing to be, and be that. And notice the growth. Just if I look at some of the things and the elements of what I shared, there were microphones that were being used, and they were filming things, and there was a stage, and it was a larger group attending. But because of the nature of what I do, speaking in microphones and cameras and pictures and microphone challenges, etc., all part of my daily life, that I wasn't distracted by any of those things. I was able to build from that skill set and really hold that place for them. And I think we sometimes miss our own growth and miss how our skills and even our way of being is growing. And it's important that we pause and we notice so that we can actually stand on that skill set, own our experiences, own who we are, what we're becoming, and then stand on that and move forward with it and leverage who we are so we can actually reach more people using the skills, using the talents, using the abilities that we have. And just remember, we're growing and evolving. We're not the same that we were a year ago. We've had another year of experiences, of growth, of opportunities that we get to build from. And I just want you to remember that and to stand in it and to own who you are, what you've done, what you're building. And stand on that. Be willing to share that. Be willing to step into new spheres, new things, stretch and grow, knowing that you've got that foundation that of who you are and those skills that you're growing. We sometimes forget what we have done. We forget what we accomplish. And sometimes when we get into the holidays, and we get into perhaps family dynamics or expectations others are putting on us or we're putting on ourselves, we shrink back a little bit to who we used to be, not who we truly are and who we're becoming. And I want to invite you, as we go through our conversation today, I believe you're going to get some great things to think about, some great tips and great tools to help you be who you are and who you are becoming in all of those dynamics, so that you are in a mindful place and way of living through the holidays and enjoying the holidays, and that you're being powerful in who you are and what you bring to the world, because you are a gift. There is no one else just like you. No one has your experiences, your gifts, your talents, and your abilities. And I want you to be able to shine beautifully and powerfully in who you are and who you're becoming every single day of your life. But that takes pausing. That takes breathing. That takes being mindful and aware and appreciating each moment, not letting them just rush past you. So we're going to give you opportunities throughout our time together today to actually process things on a cellular level, to be present, to really hear and feel and know what is being spoken into your heart and into your spirit, because I believe you are here on purpose and for a purpose. There is something here for you. It's not an accident that you tuned in today. So lean into our conversation. Be present. Be willing to hear what is here for you to observe, to absorb, and to listen. Really open your ears to hear your heart, your mind, body, soul, and spirit. Let's breathe that in. Beautiful. Those of you who are driving, please stay safe. Keep both hands on the wheels, eyes open, just inwardly tuning in. Those of you who are able to, I invite you to take a breath and close your eyes. You're absolutely safe. Deep breath in through your nose. Out through your mouth like through a straw. See how big you can make your belly. Keep breathing. Beautiful. Put one hand on your heart, one hand on your head, eyes closed. You're absolutely safe. Bringing all of you in, mind, body, soul, and spirit. And in this space, what is it you need? What is it you need today that will encourage you, equip you, empower you, help you be mindful? Perhaps step into a little bit more of who you really are, kind of owning that on a deeper level. What is it you need? And are willing to receive. So see if that adjusts things a little bit, what you need and are willing to receive, because we have choice. Perfect. Breathe that information in. It can come in pictures and memories and sounds and songs, like all different kinds of ways so that information can be communicated with you. So receive that information. Come back into the room. Open up your eyes. Become very present. And I encourage you to write down what was laid upon your heart. So you can keep it top of mind, exactly what it is that you need and are willing to receive. Keep that information top of mind. It's so easy to forget and get distracted. So be on the active lookout for what it is that you need. Claim that and are willing to receive. Beautiful. Let's take a breath together. Beautiful. And we're going to go around our virtual room here. And I'm going to invite each of my guests just to share about 20 seconds, 30 seconds, something that was laid on their heart when we went within and just paused for a moment. So, Robin, I would love to have you share something that was laid on your heart.
Okay. So I just was thinking about how grateful I am for this place in my life where I do feel, maybe for the first time in many years, that all my needs are being met in an abundant way and my heart is full. And I'm in a position where I get to give away the things I'm passionate about. And just how blessed I feel to have a family that I'm connected to and I love and love me back. And just can't think of anything but gratitude for really the space I'm in my life currently.
Beautiful. We breathe that in. I feel that richness and that gratitude pouring off of you. It's just beautiful. So we celebrate that and hold that gratitude with you. Beautiful, beautiful. It's very rich and full and abundant. Love it. And how about you, Victoria? Did you have something laid on your heart?
Oh, gosh, yes. I was feeling the incredible power of the breath, that seemingly simple breath, just taking 30 seconds several times during the day, during the holiday season, things are so hectic, just stopping and 30 seconds, long, slow, deep breaths, and just reconnecting with my heart.
Yes.
So that I always know where the various urges are coming from, right? Is this something that I truly need, or is this an I should that's coming at me from outside? Even from a loving source, family and friends. You should. You should decorate your house this particular way. Oh, you should have a real tree.
Yeah.
All that stuff that comes at us. and I've gotten into the habit of breathing. And, and while I was going through the meditation that you were taking us on, I could feel all this love. And it reminded me again that what people need from me is they need my love. They don't need stuff. They just need my love.
Yes.
Active love and passive love. Just love, It's not tangible, but it's real. It's powerful. So
yes.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So I breathe that in.
Mm-hmm.
As we breathe in the power of the breath and pausing, and that important reminder that it really is that love and that connection that is so needed and so desired. And I think especially at the holidays, really being willing to share on a heart level with others and connect. And breath can help us pause and do that and remember to connect in and be present instead of rushing off to the next thing, which it can be so easy to do. So thank you, Victoria, for sharing. I appreciate that. And listeners, we're going into our first commercial break. And as we do this, here's an inside tip. Commercial breaks are actually in disguise. They're 2-minute moments just for you. An opportunity to be present, to pause and breathe and see what is being spoken on your heart and into your spirit. In that way, you're actually able to process things on a cellular level. They'll become part of you throughout the show versus going on your to-do list to hopefully get to someday. So I invite you, resist the urge to cross things off the list and run around. Really take these 2 minutes as a gift just for you and see what is being laid on your heart and spirit. We'll look forward to talking to you in just a moment.
Voice America Women. Your passion starts here. Tune in to the Just Jan TV show at justjantvshow.com. Visionary women's leader Jan Jorgensen is inspiring, practical, and visionary. Jan brings us everyday transformational emerging leaders, courageously changing the world by speaking and living their truth. Sit around the table with us for profound feminine wisdom, insights, and connection. Be sure to join us at justjantvshow.com. New episodes are every Tuesday at 11 a.m. Pacific Time at justjantvshow.com.
Rebecca Hall Gruyter's Speaker Talent Search is looking for speakers wanting to get on more stages. With just one audition, you could open the doors to hundreds of speaking opportunities, reach more people, and expand your impact. Finalists get to audition live in front of leaders looking to fill all kinds of speaking opportunities. Apply now at speakertalentsearch.com. That's speakertalentsearch.com. We look forward to hearing your message.
Announcing a powerful new TV channel featuring programs designed to enhance and transform your life. Make powerful connections, one program at a time. And by doing so, we can bring transformation to the world. Tune in each week to Empowered Connections TV as we add new programs to help you make empowered connections of your own. Visit empoweredconnectionstv.com. That's empoweredconnectionstv.com. And make the most of an incredible life transformation.
For women, the pressure to achieve is stronger, the work hours longer, and the struggle for respect and authority more complex than ever. You want guidance on how to succeed, and you are not alone. You're invited to take your coffee break with Game Changers on Tuesdays at 9 a.m. Pacific, 12 p.m. Eastern for our special series, Game Changing Women. Powerful women leaders will help you make sense of it all, analyze how you can change the game, and share their playbooks. Game Changing Women, presented by SAP on the Business Channel.
Become our friend on Facebook. Post your thoughts about our shows and network on our timeline. Visit facebook.com/Voice America.
You're listening to Empowering Women, Transforming Lives with your host, Rebecca Hall Gruyter. If you have a question or comment for Rebecca or her guest, we'd love to hear from you. Please call into the program at 1-866-613-1612. That's 1-866-613-1612. You may also send an email to Rebecca at yourpurposedrivenpractice.com. Now back to empowering women, transforming lives.
Welcome back, everyone. I hope you enjoyed those 2 minutes and really took a moment to pause and breathe and see what had been laid on your heart, what resonated with what we shared and our guests shared, and what is resonating within you that you are wanting to take forward. And we are getting ready to shift into a deeper interview conversation with one of our guests, and I'm very excited to introduce her to you. You heard a little bit about her on a heart level in her share earlier in the show, but let me introduce Robin more fully. So Robin Perry Braun is a licensed therapist, a certified emotion code practitioner, an ordained minister, author, and speaker. She is absolutely passionate about bringing you authentic, true healing. Please lean in and warmly welcome the amazing Robin Perry Braun to the show. Welcome.
Wow, great intro.
Well, thank you, and we are very excited and glad to have you today. And I wanted to start our conversation with why. Why is this work that you do to really help people deeply have this authentic healing? Why is that work personally so important to you?
Well, trying to keep my testimony really brief, I had an eating disorder for many years, and I was able to get fully healed of that, and that really began me on a journey of holistic health. And then I was married to a man who had a sexual addiction, and in being very involved in sexual addiction ministry and recovery ministry, I found that the recovery rate was very, very low. And so I really have spent about 25 years between prayer ministry and inner healing models and therapy and counseling models, really looking for something that really works long term. I'm not a hype person. I want to see the fruit long term. And so that's really led me to the paradigms and the models and modalities that I use, and I'm very passionate about. And the bottom line is it really has to do with understanding the subconscious and the body from an energy perspective and a frequency perspective. And just passionate about educating people that they really can change their life, if even just through some education.
Beautiful. Well, thank you for sharing. I just always love our listeners to kind of meet you at a heart level and know why this work matters to you and you're dedicating your life to it on such a deep level. So I appreciate you sharing a little bit of your journey and your story so that they understand the perspective you're coming from and why this work matters to you so deeply. So thank you for the work that you do and your willingness to walk beside people in such a deep, real level. I really appreciate the work that you do.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm. You're welcome. And just, being very direct, because I feel like sometimes we're not as direct around things in the holidays and perhaps don't want to talk about traumas or difficult things, and yet there are many of us who have experienced traumas around the holidays. And for those of you who have had that, I wanted us to really give you some support that we're walking beside you in a very real way. And so, Robin, can you share with us that if someone has had a trauma around the holidays, how can they make it better? What are some things they can do to support themselves through the holidays?
Well, that's a good question, and one of the things I'll start with is that a lot of time trauma can actually be stuck in time. And so the holidays, if it was a trauma around the holidays, it's actually can trigger those traumatic memories because a lot of those memories are stuck in time. Very often when we have a trauma, we some part of us gets stuck there. And so the clock, the calendar, can actually trigger those emotions and those feelings in a very real way. So it's not just that it's seeing signs, or it can be triggers like breathes or music or that type of thing, but often it is actually a biological or calendar, if you will, trauma. So I do work with people about getting trauma unstuck out of time so that they can heal it. And I just really, really encourage anybody who gets triggered around the holidays with any kind of trauma, whether it's a suicide of a close loved one, a great loss of their own, an injury, anything that would represent trauma, that, it's absolutely worth it to invest in your own healing, even if you're just focused on getting that particular trauma healed. It's absolutely worth it, because sometimes it's really hard to override the mental, emotional state that will be caused. We can't just wish it away or will it away because we want to. We may need to actually get help.
And is there a tool or just something that they can use to help them at this point? Is there a breathing or something that can be a tool that they can use to support them? It may not resolve everything, but it could support them, and perhaps a way that they can determine when it's a place that they need support or not.
Well, a lot of times in the moment, if you're feeling anxiety or a trigger, there are a couple of tools I can tell real quick.
Perfect.
And you can find these online for free. You can do a tapping exercise. There's a couple of different tapping exercises for triggered anxiety. And I won't go into how that works because you need to kind of have the visual, but you can find those things online. And another one is to what we call build positive neural pathways. So let's say you're not able to get therapy for the trauma. I tell people to be mindful and take some time in their downtime now to imagine things that bring joy or pleasure. So using your full imagination, imagine yourself going to your favorite spot on the beach and sitting by the waves. And if the beach is your spot, if that's your happy place, if it's the mountains, then go there. But use every tool in your imagination to create a sense of joy or pleasure. And do this in a bunch of different ways. And what you're actually doing is building neural pathways from the trauma place in the brain to the prefrontal cortex, which is where your joy and pleasure centers are. And the more little highways we have built between those two places, then the easier it becomes to actually extract ourselves from trauma.
Beautiful.
Another thing would just to be have safe people that maybe you feel safe with or feel connected to, that you can, in those moments, call, text, see, whatever it is, and you can feel connected to them.
Perfect. Thank you. I appreciate this couple of tips. And if someone were to look up the tapping, is it called emotional freedom tapping? Is that the tapping you were talking about? If someone wanted to look that up.
Yeah, EFT, and then there's also EEFT. They're both basically parallel types of concepts. So.
Perfect. Thank you. I just wanted people to know what to look up if they are struggling with that and looking for some tools. So thank you for sharing that. And I know our time has just gone so quickly. It just flies by. And you have prepared an amazing gift for our listeners. So I wanted to give you an opportunity to share about the gift that you have prepared.
Yes, so the gift I have is the first book I wrote, and it's called A Believer's Guide to the Law of Attraction. And really what I try to do in this book is educate people to translate the world around them into a quantifiable frequency, things that they see, touch, smell, taste, hear, do, think, and understand how that frequency is cumulative. And our brains were actually wired for peace and joy. And so these are tools to help people raise their frequency to a state of peace and joy, get rid of the negative, put in the positive, and have a happier, healthier life. And so it really is a lot of education. It's a whole paradigm shift to see the world differently and see your life differently in body, soul, and spirit. So I'd like to give that book away for free.
Thank you.
And there's some offers on that giveaway page as well.
Perfect. Well, thank you. And listeners, I'm going to let you know towards the end of our show how to access her amazing gift, but really think about that. What a powerful tool to be able to take a look at what your frequency is right now, if we were to put that into a number, and how to raise it to that place of peace and joy so you're able to be more peaceful, more joyful, and more powerful during the holidays and throughout your life. So I really encourage you to feel in to if that is something that will be supportive to you, and it is her gift to you today. It's free. It is here to help educate and support and empower you. So please make a little note to lean into that. We'll let you know how to access it towards the end of the show, but we're going into another one of those 2-minute moments. So I invite you to take a breath, pause, and perhaps even stretch into your happy place. Start thinking about if you're to build those positive neural pathways, if you were to start building when that stress comes, not if, because it does come, where are you going to choose to go and to take yourself to support you? So kind of make a note of what some of those happy places are, the texture and the feel, so you've got a support tool to help walk beside you during the holidays. We'll look forward to talking to you in just a moment.
This is the Voice America Women's Channel, where your success is limitless.
Rebecca Hall Gruyter's Speaker Talent Search is looking for speakers wanting to get on more stages. With just one audition, you could open the doors to hundreds of speaking opportunities, reach more people, and expand your impact. Finalists get to audition live in front of leaders looking to fill all kinds of speaking opportunities. Apply now at speakertalentsearch.com. That's speakertalentsearch.com. We look forward to hearing your message.
Relationship issues? Anxious? Parenting challenges? No more. Learn to live your best life. Tune into Straight Talk with top therapist, relationship, and anxiety expert Sandra Reish. Learn to transform your challenges into effective solutions. Whether it's relationships, parenting, anxiety, or other traps, Sandra will show you how you can live the life of your dreams. Listen live every Thursday afternoon at 6 p.m. Eastern Time and 3 p.m. Pacific Time on the Voice America Health and Wellness Channel.
Have you had a chance to check out Voice America's online magazine and blog, Press Pass? If you love our hosts and shows, check out articles that give an even deeper perspective. Plus topics about health and fitness, movie reviews, philosophy, business tips and tactics, spirituality, positive thought, current events, and even more about your favorite host. It's just a click away at vapresspass.com. That's vapresspass.com. VA Press Pass by Voice America. All access, all the time.
Announcing a powerful new TV channel featuring programs designed to enhance and transform your life. Make powerful connections, one program at a time. And by doing so, we can bring transformation to the world. Tune in each week to Empowered Connections TV as we add new programs to help you make empowered connections of your own. Visit empoweredconnectionstv.com. That's empoweredconnectionstv.com. And make the most of an incredible life transformation. Follow us on Twitter at VoiceAmericaTRN. Get the lowdown on guests, new shows, and your favorites. That's VoiceAmericaTRN.
You're listening to Empowering Women, Transforming Lives with your host, Rebecca Hall Gruyter. If you have a question or comment for Rebecca or her guest, we'd love to hear from you. Please call into the program at 1-866-613-1612. That's 1-866-613-1612. You may also send an email to Rebecca at yourpurposedrivenpractice.com. Now back to Empowering Women, Transforming Lives.
Welcome back, everyone. I hope you enjoyed those 2 minutes and that you're building that muscle of being present, breathing, and processing things real time. So I invite you to do that throughout your day, throughout our time together. And I have the second guest that you met on a heart level in our opening segment. And she was really touched by the power of breath and love and how important that is to remember to choose to share that gift with others. So I'd love to formally introduce her. Victoria Leo is a best-selling author, #1 best-selling well, best-selling author. I don't want to get ahead of myself. Best-selling author, a teacher, a speaker, and an expert in health and wealth. And she's absolutely passionate about helping you break through barriers in health and wealth and transform your lives permanently. Please lean in and warmly welcome the amazing Victoria Leo to the show. Welcome.
Hello there. And that permanently is really important.
Well, I tried to emphasize that.
Yeah.
Good. Well, excited.
So good to be here.
Excited to have you. And I'd love to start our conversation with having you share why. Why is this work about helping people break through their barriers in a permanent way? Because I know that's important to you. Why is this work of helping people in this way personally so meaningful to you that you dedicate your time and life to helping people in this way? I'd love to have you share.
Oh, absolutely. You know, a lot of what we do at any stage of our life has to do with our basic vibe with respect to the world. You know, I want to reduce the amount of unnecessary suffering in the world, right, in all the various ways that I can. So, you know, I crochet hats for low-income people during the winter. But the most important thing that I do is I give people tools that they can use to change their life permanently. And I make jokes with some of my fellow healers that I want to heal you so that you go away and don't come back, unless you're coming back with a new problem. You know, because I want that problem, that pain and suffering to go away. I don't want you to have to hold on to that pain for a moment longer. The faster the better, and that's my motto.
Thank you. Thank you for sharing your heart in this and what your goal is to help those that you touch. And I'd love to know, because I really understand what that does for them and how being able to release that and not have that hurt or that pain anymore is so incredible. But I'd love to know what that does for you, why you're so motivated to do that for others.
Well, you know, when you think about everything that you do in your life from a larger perspective, right, if I can change the people that I come in contact with, the people that, you know, karma or God or whatever bring to me, then I'm helping to change the world. And as the world changes, my world changes, right? Yes. I would love to live in a kinder, more compassionate, more dynamic, more, you know, positive, kind of world. And the way to do that is to take this pain and suffering away from people so that they can raise their eyes, you know, to the hills and dream bigger dreams.
Yes.
And that helps me, you know, because I'm going to be able to live in a nicer world.
Beautiful.
So, yeah.
Thank you. I appreciate you going in a little bit more depth and helping us see the vision that you see. That's just beautiful. I love it. And we've been talking a lot about the holidays today, and I have an event coming up at the end of the year called Mindful Holiday Magic, where it's really tying together that magic of the holidays and being mindful and how to do that. And I'd love to have you share what a magical holiday means to you. Like, if we were to create that, what does that mean? How do we do that?
Yeah, for me, a magical holiday has joy, it has wonder, and it has actions that are going to build your financial freedom. Okay? So when I recommend that people do things, there's a lot of things that you can do on the surface, and they're wonderful. You know, it's like clearing away the piles of leaves, right? But if you really want to have impact, you've got to go deeper. So I focus on asking people, like your meditation at the very beginning there, asking people to choose 5 things that are really important to them. Focus, make a commitment to them, and just say no with a smile to everything else. So maybe, what really says love and holidays is caroling. Or maybe, you just, it's about baking. And you're gonna bake your little heart out, and everybody's gonna get cookies, whether they want them or not. And
no, and I want us to pause for a moment, because I think this is something, listeners really think about. What are those 5 things that really matter to you in the holidays that would make it magical and joyful for you, and make a commitment to leaning into that. I think that's really, really powerful, and I encourage all of you to take a little note on that. That's something you could think about during our upcoming break, but write that down. That's a really powerful tip that can give you some direction and guidance and help you know what to say yes to, and know that you can do it with a smile. So I loved you saying that as well. I think that's a great tip too. And you also brought up, you touched on financial a little bit. And I think during the holidays, it's really important. Sometimes we don't want to talk about finances. It's not everyone's favorite subject. But I think it's important that we do touch on that, because that can create strain during the holidays and after. So is there a piece of advice or suggestion you have to help us balance our financial needs and quality time in this whole magical holiday season?
Yes, absolutely. I encourage people to consider minimizing gifts by focusing just on children and having one gift, and if it's your children, possibly 2 gifts, but that's it. And, and long, heartfelt letters and other, other transmissions that really encapsulate why I love you, what I love about you. Share love, the kinds of things that we don't say to each other year round. You don't say until someone's on their deathbed. Well, do it in December. Don't wait for someone to be dying, to tell them in detail, and that's for the adults. And the point is, if you're going to pitch to your wide circle a no tangible gift policy, make sure that you understand what you're doing instead. You're building, you need that money for education, to fund a business, for your retirement, for college funds for the kids. Remember what you're moving toward, not just what you're taking away. Because we spend money and we do things, we commit to more events and we commit to gifts because we don't want to be criticized, right? We don't want people to make snide comments. Yeah. Right?
And I'm gonna interrupt here just for a moment, because I know that you have an amazing gift, and I want to make sure you have an opportunity to let our listeners know. So thank you for those great tips and perspective, and how we're perhaps connecting love and money and gifts, and how some of that can be untangled a bit. But with that, would you mind sharing a little bit about your gift that you've created today for our listeners?
I would love to. Now, the gift is called financial, wealth and so on for entrepreneurs. If you're not an entrepreneur, forget that. Because what it's about is 5 tools, 5 minutes per day. If you're an entrepreneur and you want more clients, you want more money, it will give it to you. If you want more health, if you want more peace of mind, whatever your specific goal is, these 5 tools, by clearing away the physiological and the mental fog of stress, allows you to think clearly and really feel your heart, know what truly matters to you, and it's easier to have the courage to take action towards the goals. Yeah. When you don't have all the stress. And I swear to you, 5 minutes a day. It is so powerful.
I love that. And I was just going to emphasize that in just 5 minutes a day, these 5 tools can really, really support you. So thank you for making this gift available. I truly appreciate that. And listeners, we are getting ready to go into our next commercial moment, 2 minutes, just to support you. I invite you to take a moment, pause, breathe, and feel into if that was a gift that would be supportive to you. And I want to give you a moment to process all that was shared. And when we come back, I'll let you know how to access both Victoria's gift and Robin's gift. So enjoy these next 2 minutes just for you.
The Voice America Women's Channel.
Tune in to the Just Jan TV show at justjantvshow.com. Visionary women's leader Jan Jorgensen is inspiring, practical, and visionary. Jan brings us everyday transformational emerging leaders, courageously changing the world by speaking and living their truth. Sit around the table with us for profound feminine wisdom, insights, and connection. Be sure to join us at justjantvshow.com. New episodes are every Tuesday at 11 a.m. Pacific Time at justjantvshow.com.
Announcing a powerful new TV channel featuring programs designed to enhance and transform your life. Make powerful connections, one program at a time. And by doing so, we can bring transformation to the world. Tune in each week to Empowered Connections TV as we add new programs to help you make empowered connections of your own. Visit empoweredconnectionstv.com. That's empoweredconnectionstv.com. And make the most of an incredible life transformation.
Rebecca Hall Gruyter's Speaker Talent Search is looking for speakers wanting to get on more stages. With just one audition, you could open the doors to hundreds of speaking opportunities, reach more people, and expand your impact. Finalists get to audition live in front of leaders looking to fill all kinds of speaking opportunities. Apply now at speakertalentsearch.com. That's speakertalentsearch.com. We look forward to hearing your message.
We're making it easier to listen to the Voice America Talk Radio Network wherever you go. In addition to listening live, you can check out information about your favorite talk show hosts, discover new talk show personalities, add shows to your list of favorites, and listen to all our show archives on demand. All from your iPhone, BlackBerry, or Android. Download it from the Apple App Store, BlackBerry App World, or Android Market, and get ready to tune in. The Voice America mobile app, powered by Aircast.
The Voice America Women's Channel.
You're listening to Empowering Women, Transforming Lives with your host, Rebecca Hall Gruyter. If you have a question or comment for Rebecca or her guest, we'd love to hear from you. Please call into the program at 1-866-613-1612. That's 1-866-613-1612. You may also send an email to Rebecca at yourpurposedrivenpractice.com. Now back to Empowering Women, Transforming Lives.
Welcome back, everyone. I hope that you enjoyed those 2 minutes, again, building that muscle of pausing, breathing, and reflecting, and really allowing yourself to breathe in and process things on a cellular level, to even pause and listen to what's being spoken into your heart and spirit. That, I find, in 30 seconds, a minute, can change a perspective. It can change a course of a day, because you can pause, become present, and choose who you want to be with that next breath, with that next step. And you can do all of that in just 30 seconds, a minute. So I invite you to continue that practice as you go forth, as you go back out into the world, to really take that practice and build that muscle to help support you in a powerful way during the holidays and throughout your life. And we've talked about many, many things today. I hope that you have found some tips and tools or things to reflect on that can really, in a practical and profound way, support you in your journey. Now, we shared some amazing gifts, and I wanted to honor my word and share with you how you can access those things. And we have our guests are generous, and they are willing to lean in and give you gifts. And part of the reason we like to make that available is I want you to have the same access to the experts and tools and support just like I do. Because it is not a solo journey. We do need each other, and we can tap into each other's wisdom and expertise, especially people that perhaps are an expert in that path and can help you stand more fully in yours. So I'm going to encourage you to really lean into these opportunities. Here's where you can find them. You go to Radio Gifts with an S, because there are multiple gifts. So radiogifts.net, N-E-T, a net full of multiple gifts is a way you can remember it. So radiogifts.net. You'll type in your name and email address so we can stay in touch. And then you'll scroll down to today's date, which is November 7th, and you will see Robin and Victoria's pictures, their gifts and descriptions, and you simply click on the ones that you would like. And then you will enter your name and email address so we can all stay in touch. We want to make sure we stay connected, and you'll be able to open up those powerful gifts and tools to support you on your journey. I hope that you say yes, that you're willing to receive those and lean into these amazing tools that can help you reduce your stress and be powerful and mindful during the holidays. And with that, I asked each of our guests if they could prepare just 30 seconds, a quick reminder, tip, tool, or piece of advice to support you on your journey. So Victoria, what is on your heart that you wanted to remind our listeners or share with them today?
Okay, everybody get out your smartphones. Homework assignment. In your calendar, 5 times a day, pause for 30 seconds, deep breaths, preferably look at the color green. Don't do something else while you're doing this. Just mindfully breathe. Stop all the busy. 5 times a day. That's it.
Beautiful. I love that. I love that tip of green, and there will be a lot of that during the holidays. So great tip. 5 times a day. That's your magic number. I love that. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Beautiful. Robin, how about you? What would you like to share with our listeners?
Well, what I want to remind people is that they get to choose. They are empowered. They are not victims or helpless. And over the holidays, they get to choose. And what I would invite them to choose is what we call in quantum physics, it's the law of expansion. And it says whatever we give energy to, whatever we focus on, we give energy to it and it expands. So however difficult the holidays may be, choose 1 or 2 things that you can see that could be positive, that could be bring you joy, bring you peace, and choose to focus on just those things and not spend any energy on the negative or the difficult or the painful things about the holidays. And this will rewire your brain.
Beautiful. I love that. We can choose to rewire our brain and expand and focus on those things that matter to us. Beautiful. Thank you. I appreciate that. And one of the things that struck me, we were talking a little bit about finances, and in my prior life, before I was an empowerment leader and a radio show host, I actually was a financial advisor for about 15 years, working with corporations and individuals. And one of the pieces of advice I would just have on my heart to share with you in a real practical way when you're looking at the holidays is to have a plan. Really, sometimes we'll just go shopping and just kind of hope it all works out. And I want to invite you to put some containers around what you're going to spend time and energy and resources so that you're able to choose to spend those things in a way that helps you feel powerful and balanced and are able to connect in a loving way. So that's just the tip I want to give you, is to really have a plan so you know ahead of time the time and energy and resources that you're going to be giving and spending and sharing. It will put you in a powerful position, much more peaceful, and create a stress-free new year as you're stepping into the new year. So that's my piece of advice there. And as we go back out into the world, I want to encourage you to remember you are beautifully and wonderfully made, on purpose and for a purpose. You are an amazing gift that is absolutely needed. So please, please remember to take care of you, to choose to be who you are called to be and who you're becoming and who you truly want to be, and be willing to bloom where you are planted and shine. I look forward to talking to you next week.
Thank you for joining us this week for Empowering Women, Transforming Lives. Please tune in again for another edition with your host, Rebecca Hall Gruyter, next Tuesday at 2 p.m. Eastern Time, 11 a.m. Pacific on the Voice America Women's Channel. And join us for a replay of the show every Wednesday at 5 p.m. Eastern Time, 2 p.m. Pacific on the Voice America Empowerment Channel. Have a beautiful week, and may you always bloom where you're planted and shine.